Find this one. Alright.
Okay.
Danganronpa.
So we're starting from the beginning of the pre-trial.
Last or chapter 4 trial.
Let's begin with a...
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses. It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense. That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get. It was one of you. One of you killed.
And what reason do you have?
Because you hated her.
Is that it? That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
Okay, which one of them mentioned?
It was. One of you killed.
And what reason do
Because you all
Do you
had
agree
a
with
motive.
this?
You hated her.
Is this one going with the second?
That's the only reason you have
That
for
one?
accusing us?
Yeah.
Okay, you've got the next one.
Alright.
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
Alright, you're up.
I know.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw her.
Come on. There's no way none of you went. At least one of you is lying.
Pocket trash.
With what?
Psychic
Sakura
dude.
wanted to meet with all three of them. There's no way that's one of
Good
you.
job.
I don't deny that I never went.
I didn't.
Same here. No, it's wrong.
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura. It's the only explanation.
Well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
When Sakura got the candy.
I got it! I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy until after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it. I mean, what I meant was, oh, that's right. I did meet up with her in the rec room. Got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
Well, we just talked. That's all. I didn't do anything. You gotta believe me.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You are.
It's not just normal hostility. You're the real culprit. I even have proof.
Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message. At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it.
What are you saying? No way! How did they do it?
You just don't know when you're beat, do you?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Jax?
I don't remember.
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it.
My question is, why the fuck are you going through the
I found
magazine?
it right there at the
Someone
scene of
just
the crime,
died.
after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
You ready?
Yeah.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
What
I can
is
tell
it?
you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Yeah,
And
status
I can
of
tell you
her
when
body.
I found the dying message.
With what?
It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
That.
When I pulled it out, I saw
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
I have no idea if
I
that's
can tell
right
you
though. It's
exactly
just
when I
my
found
hunch.
the
Though.
dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you that it was only after the investigation I found the magazine tucked away
This
on
one?
the magazine shelf.
Yeah.
When I pulled it out,
Well, you get it.
Problem. What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was.
And I can tell you it was only after I found the magazine.
Tucked away on the magazine shelf.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying mess. When Ogre's body was discovered.
and I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked
I
away
don't
on
know.
the magazine shelf.
When I pulled it out,
That's not what I said makes
I'll
total
try.
sense.
I can tell you exactly when I found when Ogre's body was discovered.
and I can tell you it was only
After the investigation had begun.
I can tell you exactly when I found when Ogre's body was discovered.
and I can tell you when
It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away
on the magazine. When I pulled it out,
That's just not what I said makes total sense.
Jax,
What?
try.
I can
I'm
tell you
trying to
exactly when I found
think.
the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes
I
total
don't know.
I can tell you exactly
when Ogre's body was discovered.
Give it one more try.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Come on, Jax.
I can tell you exactly
I
when
don't
found
know.
the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
and I can tell you it was only
After the investigation had begun.
Shit. I
You
know
already
what the...
tried that.
What?
You already tried that one. It's probably the other way around if it's anything to do with that.
You completely give up?
I can tell you
Yes,
exactly
I
when
don't
found
know.
Hey,
I
calm
told you
down.
this.
and I can tell you it was only
Jesus.
After the investigation,
I found the
magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out,
That's just not what I said makes total sense.
You don't have to get aggressive with me, Jesus Christ.
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was.
and I can tell you
Told you.
it was only
I
found
don't
the
know
magazine
like
when I pulled it
7
out.
times.
Okay, well, I'm
That
just
makes total
confirming with
sense.
you. We went over a few more times.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying when Ogre's body was discovered.
No, it's wrong. When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on. You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is. Toko!
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Okay. Remember the beat.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right.
Jax,
Yeah, I'm trying.
just remember the beat.
I refuse to give up this.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. At least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Can't hear you. Conspiracy. The end is nigh. Can't hear you. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right.
Good
Show
lord.
me the proof.
This should prove it. I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Then who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
He admits it.
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her! Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there... That's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something. soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
Can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. Death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
Jax,
I don't know, it's between the top two.
we'll choose one. I had to take the last one, so.
Why was the magazine hidden?
That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh. Well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Then he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
My God! It had to be Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
You right, Coco? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait, but more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right? Hero just admitted it.
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Oh, it's you.
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle, but that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
Ready?
Yep.
I think I might already know what it is.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered. And she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hero really is the killer.
Did you see it?
No.
I didn't want...
Read this. However, I guess that's not.
Alright.
So do you see it now?
Yeah.
Oh. No, let me see.
I
Cute.
grabbed a
Okay.
Monokuma bottle from the shelf and I hit Ogre from behind.
Before she could do, you hit her from behind. You only hit her.
Just once.
No, it's wrong.
I mean, it might not be wrong that he hit her once, but
If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chest piece it had inside.
who do you
That was
think
the
is
bottle Hiro
guilty?
hit Sakura with, right?
For now,
You know,
just
like I
note
said
that there
from
were 4
yesterday.
intact bottles and
Still?
1 broken bottle.
Yeah.
But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
Do you see
But
Kaylee ever
How
doing
can
that?
you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
I'm not saying I see
That's
Kaylee
easy.
ever doing that. I'm saying I find very.
If you look at what the
Yeah, and I
boxes
said
all
Hina
had in
is
common,
just like
it should become
Kaylee.
clear.
But she isn't Kaylee, so.
The pieces. Oh boy. Chess piece.
Now I understand.
I thought that one was obvious from the get-go, but okay.
That's it. The chest pieces. Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the night, if I remember.
What's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while one apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, Shoki is way better.
Yeah. Hey, no, that's not what I mean.
Yeah.
So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
Is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
Must be completely intact.
Shoot.
Oh,
I got it!
well.
The bottle must have been broken.
Sorry, but we're like on 1 life, so.
I know.
Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
I got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces. Which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
Sakura's first attacker. Because I don't think.
The
Never-
bottle that was
So I'm
removed from the
still too
scene
low.
was used
Yeah.
the second time
I know.
Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle.
Yeah, I guess that makes
Given
sense.
all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Guess she had to put it away.
Wait, I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but But there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her.
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am. Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Oh, boy.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room, to stake it out or whatever. Well, I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room. Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. When I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with
I was
us?
about to say.
The shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
No, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but men.
Oh my god.
Yippee.
Well, we're set it to mean anyway, so. Okay, did you remember?
Yep.
It's a lie. Nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No. Nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie. It's a lie. I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. Nothing. I curse you. It's a lie. That's enough.
This should prove it. Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? We must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
I mean,
Then you killed Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no way. Probably did kill her.
Straight up again.
What do you mean, probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Now,
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go. but I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yeah, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
Yeah.
So after you left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood, and staring right at me. When I saw that blood, I fainted. Right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Yeah, good luck.
It was your fault after
God
all.
damn it.
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Mr. Rose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see. Blood everywhere! I was not prepared for that. Well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, it was the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible. No, she's terrible. Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever.
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I'm about to die for some woman. If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master.
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
Damn.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Come on, that's, you know. But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre, so that's good.
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote. What's wrong? Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it. Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Alright, you're up.
Yeah, I know.
I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with a Monokuma bottle?
You got it, my sister. Good.
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I look at. I
Yeah. It wasn't in front of the shelf.
Peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there.
Okay, I just need to figure out where. Okay, so it's Stacy.
Waking up right in front of her
You were taken by you smacked her.
And where did the attack?
That's what I was thinking.
I knew what it was. I just had to figure out what part mentioned.
We
where
found
she
Sakura
was.
sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
Just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
You sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene could think the same way.
The blood on the ground.
I got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
And she must have moved her body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
That part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Oh, so she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door? While everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No, I don't think that's possible.
We saw it.
I got it! Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in it.
Okay, then, where was she hiding?
Real thing about it anyway.
Did you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
He was bleeding from her mouth.
I think here it's gonna be talking about yellow powder. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it that killed Ogre? It wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack. What was it?
There's no other possible cause that killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Excuse me?
What?
Bro, that life ain't looking
It wasn't
good.
from what was
Oh,
it?
fuck.
There's no other that killed Sakura. I can't think of anything, so you just gonna blame me, huh?
What was it that killed Ogre? It wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack.
What was it?
There's no other that killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other than the...
Okay then.
No, wrong.
Sometimes it's not
Hmm.
clear enough.
According
Yeah.
to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood.
Oh, like me.
I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death.
You also get to
There was even
head
traces
injuries
of
and vomit
left
blood.
around her
No,
mouth.
I just vomit blood.
Well, I mean... Maybe when she got hit with the bottle, she cut the inside of her mouth.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
Kicked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
I mean, I guess when your
No,
life is on
I'm
the
not
line.
into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely,
Wow.
poison.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go weak in the knees!
She was poisoned?
It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Not in the rec room? And I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Probably section A, because we know that she liked using supplements.
I got it!
Yeah.
The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this. That tastes awful.
Drinks of water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Oh, sure. Do whatever you like.
It's protein powder.
You have to have been really good at cleaning out
wasn't
that
poison in the
bottle to
bottle,
like
but
just
harmless
down it
protein
like
powder.
that.
Yeah.
Makes one wonder. The poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
It's EI.
What did I do?
You tapped on the I. It's EI.
I refuse to give up yet.
Oh, well, we got our lives refilled anyways.
E. E.
I can't fucking spell. I'm letter blind. Oh, fuck.
Now I understand. The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison. All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
I got it! You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
Protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
The footprints.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf.
Wait, how did the
That's the
powder
evidence
get
you're
on
talking about, isn't it?
Sakura's shoe, though?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point.
Oh,
They must
shit.
have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected.
I think I know.
What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison.
All I'm gonna say is I don't think it was anyone in this
The
room who did
culprit
it.
must have gone to Section A to swap the poison
you
and
know what I
protein,
mean.
leaving their footprints behind.
Do you know what I mean?
And given how clear
Not
the
really.
prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no
Someone
problem.
who was still alive at the beginning of this chapter.
All we have to do is
and
check
is no longer
everyone's
with us
footprints
is the
right now.
culprit.
Then we'll see who...
It was me. The footprints. They're mine.
No, they're
Huh.
not. No, they're
If you're
not.
all gonna find out anyway,
Huh.
No, she's
I'd
not.
rather you
Huh.
you
She's
know?
not.
Huh.
Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected.
Hey, Shadow, what did I say?
Footprints were made
Just
by a
like
pair
they're
of
not
sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
I got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Yaku. That explains why you...
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility. Plus, Nina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone
think it was
else,
her.
haven't you?
I'm sticking with my initial suspicion. We're not done here.
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did,
What does
why?
Kyoko have to say?
Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once. And then
Hold it. I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism, but there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
well, that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not. Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
I think she
And
did
if
it
I do?
herself.
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
I do believe those are her footprints.
Are you sure about that? Even
I believe
ignoring
she
the fact
found
that I don't want
Sakura.
to believe it.
And Sakura
Just
gave
doesn't
her that
fit.
run to go get the protein drink
What
for
doesn't
her.
fit?
And
I
locked
mean, why
Hina
would someone
out,
leave such
and
a
then
clear clue like a footprint?
she ended
It's
it
too-
herself.
Obvious. Too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
That was... I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
Come, that doesn't matter.
Hina, please. I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder. And that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story first you went to Section C to get the poison, then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Because section A
yeah.
was what the protein was in.
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
First, I went to section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle and dropped it,
Okay, and then?
I moved from section C to section A. And that's where I put once I was done, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in. Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab. That's all there is.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate?
No, what'd you say there?
First, I went to. That's when I grabbed the poison. And you spilled some of the. Yeah. Okay. I moved from section C, and that's where. Once I was done, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in section A. Then I took the bottle with the and left the. That's all there is.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate this?
First, I went to. That's when I grabbed.
The poison. And you spilled some of the.
Yeah. Okay. I moved
Might
from
be wrong.
section C.
Yep. The thing that I'm
First, I went to
getting,
section
that I'm
C.
getting, like,
That's when.
suspicious of is she's saying she went from section C to A, but the powder that was spilled was the protein powder. But she's saying what she grabbed from section C is what she spilled, but that's not right.
And you spilled some of the powder. Yeah. Okay. I moved
From section C to section A.
Excuse me?
Shoot!
The other one?
First, I went to. That's when I
Grabbed the poison.
No, because that's right.
First, I went to section C. That's when I got the. And you spilled some of the. Yeah. Okay. And I moved
From section C to section A.
I know where the mistake is. I'm just having trouble knowing
Shoot!
exactly which part it is. I need to contradict there.
First, I went to section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from section C to section A. And that's where I switched the powders. Once I was done switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in section A. Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate
Oh, I
this?
see, I see.
First, I went to section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from section C to section A. And that's where I switched the powders. Once I was done switching them, I put the bottle filled, then I took the bottle and left the. That's all there is.
Honestly, that's enough. How much
No, I
longer must we
completely
tolerate
overlooked it.
First, I went
It
to
just
that's when I
occurs to
grabbed
me.
the poison, and you spilled some of the. Yeah.
The footprints.
Okay. I moved from
Section
The way that
C.
they go.
Whoa! You said you went to get the poison from Section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well,
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious.
I think I get it. Hina blames
The
all
powder
of
had
us.
already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A.
So she's trying to say that she
So
did
you
it
never went to
for us
Section
to get
C.
it wrong, so
Whatever
we all
you did
die.
there, it only involved
Because
Section
she
A.
blames us all for Sakura's death.
well,
That makes sense to you,
Yeah.
Jax?
Yeah.
What
I told you she
the,
didn't
what
do
the
it.
hell? What's going on here?
Damn, he's freaking out.
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
Bro's having an
Before I
aneurysm.
explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already. What is it you think you found?
I found this. It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle. And the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then,
Piece of the glass.
Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Huh? Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
Rec room window.
I got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us, the bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
You still think Hina's guilty?
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that
She
bottle
may
of
be
poison
absolved
most
now.
definitely found its way to the
Pardon?
rec room.
He's
It
probably
was there at
absolved.
least until the window got broken.
She
In other
got
words, when the
suspicious.
locked room was unlocked.
He was suspicious.
There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Yeah, me either. Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my until the locked room. It absolutely was not.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the... No. No, it had to have been in there the whole... It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
Dude. That's obviously the answer. You see how protected it is?
Absolutely.
So you're... Someone planted...
It'd be funny if it wasn't.
I swear to Christ. It has to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really the only thing that made sense there, too.
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it...
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
That's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
That's not what I meant.
I got it! I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? The Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way.
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying. Stop lying. Why? Why would you lie like that?
Ah, here we go. I love it.
You're a liar. Wrong. You're wrong. Just let it end already. You're a liar. Wrong. You're wrong. I hate you. You're a liar. What are you saying? Wrong. You're wrong. Just let it end already. You're a liar. Wrong. You're wrong. I hate you.
My bad.
Wow.
I blinked at the wrong time, and it just threw me off completely.
I refuse to give up this.
Oops.
Damn, you sneezed a little too hard.
Anyways, we're gonna finish up this trial. We're gonna finish up the chapter, and then we're gonna be done for today. We're not gonna start the next
You're
one.
a liar. Wrong. You're
You
wrong.
sure?
Just
Yeah.
let it end already.
Alright.
Fuck. Oh my god.
You're a liar. Wrong. You're wrong.
Where's my tab? Jesus.
You're a liar. What are you saying? Wrong. You're wrong. Just let it end already. You're a liar. Wrong. You're wrong. You're a liar. I'm telling you, I did it. I hate you. You're a liar. What are you saying? Wrong. You're wrong. Just let it end already. You're a liar. Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
Yeah. No. The yellow powder on her. No! Oh my god.
Wrong. You're wrong. I hate you.
Oh my good lord. I said I was good at the detective stuff, not doing the rhythm
I
shit.
refuse to
And
give
I gotta
up this.
focus on 3 different things.
You're a liar. Wrong. You're wrong. Just let it end already. You're a liar. Wrong. You're wrong. I hate you. You're a liar. What are you saying? Wrong. You're wrong. Just let it end already. You're a liar. Wrong. You're wrong. I hate you. You're a liar. I'm telling you, I did it. I hate you. Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Give me.
This should prove
There
it.
we go. I didn't want to have to do it again. I got scared.
Hina,
You were about to
did you
sneeze
know
again.
that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
Did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it?
I don't know. I'm colorblind.
So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing. Which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her. Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it, all so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Well-
I don't get that in English, but that's close to saying.
The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door, because you already knew Sakura was dead, and because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were. You said you were going to go get everyone else, but your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the container, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight for the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. Once you were back in the rec room, while everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence. And yet,
You're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! No! No, I killed her! I did!
That's enough, Hina. It's over. It is. Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
Hey. Oh no, wait. Then he wrote Toko's name. Then he fled. And she came out of hiding. She put the thing in upside down. I feel like I got at least one thing wrong, but we'll see.
This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. Toka. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. She found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toka. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura, and she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on
I'm
Sakura's
sorry,
head.
but Sakura really got her ass
Assuming
handed to her by
Sakura
chess
really
pieces
was
with
dead this
Monokuma.
time,
Yeah.
she gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened. Knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina. That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But, Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You're a
You
fucking
still
idiot.
haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Alright.
Okay.
So is it just gonna win? So is there no elimination then?
Okay.
Yeah, I was right. She blamed all of us.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
We're still having a punishment time. Oh, good lord. Damn, they really took her out a second time.
Huh?
Damn. I told you they'd be able to detect it if we plugged her into the Wi-Fi. We not finished the chapter yet? Huh? How the fuck did she get in?
I said,
Wait, what?
Sure. What? Welcome?
Makoto. So... Goodbye.
Okay, well, we will do that tomorrow then. Sorry for the short stream, guys, but we gotta, keep it short because we got a few other things we gotta do and we gotta go to sleep early. 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, there's 7 chapters. Wait, is the prologue there? Okay, yeah. Alright, well, hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and we'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Thanks for watching.